Yes, how are you? We are Group 7 discussing Cabinet Secretaries. My name is Ben Jumona. I'll later on introduce the panel. Yeah, we were to discuss the Cabinet Secretaries and their roles, how they are nominated into office, and how they are demoted from office. I'll start by naming, not in order though, I'll start by naming the Cabinet Secretaries, and probably someone else will give us an insight of on who the Cabinet Administrative Secretaries are, the respective ones. From the health, we have Mutahi Kagwe as the CES. Public service, we have Margaret Kobia, who is in charge. Defense, we have Monica Juma. Sports and heritage, you can recall newly voted, the president newly voted Amina Mohamed as the sports and heritage. We have devolution and ASL, that is headed by Eugene Wamalwa. Transport and infrastructure, it's headed by James Masharia. ICT, we have Joe Mushero. Water and sanitation, we have Cecily Kariuki, who used to be the CS for health. Interior and coordination of national government, we have Fred Matiang'i, who in the recent years used to head the education ministry. East Africa Community and Northern Corridor, this is a new docket. It's given to Edan Mohammed. Lands, we have Frida Karonei. Petroleum and mining, we have John Munyes. Energy, we have Charles Keter. Agriculture, we have Peter Munya, who used to head the trade docket. Tourism and wildlife, we have Najib Balala. National Treasury and planning, we have Ukur Ayachani, who was the Cabinet Administrative Secretary in the recent years, in that docket as well. Foreign affairs, we have Rachel Omamo. Labor and social services, we have Simon Chelungui. Environment and forestry, we have Keriako Tobiko, who was, I think, PS in the years of Moi Kibaki. Education, we have George Magoha, Cabinet Secretary. Those are now the Cabinet Secretaries, but we have a provision that is given by the Cabinet to have 2 members of the Cabinet, and those are the now Cabinet Secretary, Raphael Tuju, who as well heads the Jubilee. What docket does he hold in the Jubilee Party? I think he's. Can you recall? Anyway, let's move on. We have the Attorney General as the member of the Cabinet, and they were not exhausted. We have industrialization and enterprise, that is headed by Betty Maina. Swiftly, we move to. We want to know how these Cabinet Secretaries are nominated into office, and I would like Connie to kindly give us an insight of how these people are nominated into office. Karibu, Connie.
Hi, my name is Connie Gidega, and I'll take you through the nomination process of the Cabinet Secretaries. So the President will nominate, and with help of the National Assembly, appoint the Cabinet Secretaries. And please note that even though the National Assembly is involved, Cabinet Secretaries are not Member of Parliament. So afterwards, the Cabinet Secretaries shall get into office by swearing in, and it must be in front of the President, and declare their faithfulness to the Kenyan citizens. He or she shall also resign from office by writing a letter to the President.
My name is Justin Muta Marando. With me here, I'm presenting the roles of the Cabinet Secretaries in Kenya. So, first of all, roles are the duties that the Cabinet Secretaries are assigned to do in their respective areas of work. So first we're going to do with their secretaries to the Cabinet. You know, the roles involves helping preparing the agenda and papers for the Cabinet and committees in which they present in different sectors. So the second point is the advisor to the Prime Minister. At a certain point in Kenya, the role of the Prime Minister was it abolished? There was no Prime Minister, right?
Yes.
Yeah, until somewhere after some years, after the 20
After 2008.
after 2008, yeah. That's where the Prime Minister was brought in, and the first Prime Minister was Raila Odinga.
Raila Odinga, yes.
Yeah, right. His Excellency Raila Odinga. So the cabinet secretaries, they play the role of advising the Prime Minister on things and duties to perform in their office. So the third is guardian of property and ethics. The Prime Minister can, if he or she chooses, call on the cabinet secretary to advise on adherence to ministerial code. So also here it says that the Prime Minister, he can also consult the cabinet secretaries on things to do concerning the various roles. Fourth is driving implementation. The cabinet secretaries ensure that the civil service is acting to deliver key manifesto commitments to the policies. Yeah. The fifth is leading the civil service. The cabinet secretaries oversees all the civil servants and convenes regular meetings of the department's permanent secretaries. So in the cabinet secretaries, they head the civil servants in Kenya. So the role of appointing jobs, stuff like that, it's their role. They take the duty in doing such stuffs. Yeah. The sixth is managing senior civil servants. Okay, in the civil servants we have the lower rank and the upper rank. Yeah, the lower rank, they are slightly managed by the civil servants in the upper rank, in which the upper rank members, they also monitored, or let's say their work is also monitored by the cabinet secretaries, the way they do the things, carry things. Yeah. The seventh is leading reform and improvement of civil service, and last but not least is representing the civil service externally. They represent the civil servants both in every sector, so that everything they do, their work, maybe let's say their payment, is adhered to, and nothing goes out of hand. We also have an insight on the cabinet administrative secretaries, in which my fellow colleague is gonna do it. So kindly let me welcome her.
My name is Millicent Kanana. I'll just take you through the chief administrative secretaries in the order that Ben listed them. And I start by Mercy Mwangangi, Rachel Shebesh, Peter Ondonyo, Asain Nur, Abdul Bahari, Chris Obure, Maureen Baka, Andrew Timur, Hussein Dando, Ken Obura, Gideon Munyao, John Musonik, Simon Kabchapin, Lila Chebi, Joseph Bonet, Nelson Gai, whatever, Abab Namwamba, Patrick Olentutu, Mohammed Henry, Zach Hinudia, Lawrence Karanja, among others.
Bran Owino, and I will be taking you through the demotion of Cabinet Secretary. Demotion is the act of lowering an employee's rank or job as a result of misconduct. So, to explain this, let me take you 10 years back, when Mwai Kibaki was the president, where we had the current deputy Ruto, who was the Minister of Agriculture by then, who was accused of selling the land that belonged to the Ministry of Environment, and then they accused him of misconduct. So the president, who was currently Mwai Kibaki, decided that the deputy will be demoted from being the Minister of Agriculture and he was taken to a job which he will become the Minister of Higher Education. And recently we also have Wangi Kiunjuri, who was the Minister of Agriculture, who was accused of who received around 2.6 billion that was meant to pay the farmers in Kenya who were working hard, the sugarcane farmers, the farmers of maize, but instead he used the money to pay cartels who used to import used to import maize from countries like Uganda, and then they sell it to Kenya.
That is when we heard the story of Mexico.
Yeah. So yeah, that will be demolition, and it is an act, the motion. It is an act given to the president by the judiciary. So thank you. My friend here will take it through the rest.
And finally, last but not the least, the current government has appointed Dr. Fred Matiang'i to be the prefect minister in the cabinet secretary, in that he oversees all the other ministries, is in charge of all the endeavors, and he controls and regulates their functioning in one way or the other, which gives him more power than even the deputy president, which leaves the question, what is the work of the deputy president in the current government? That's a story for another day.